from Arizona Western College for 55 years, this is KOFA Yuma on 94.7 FM. Listen to music on demand at kawc.org and on the KOFA app. What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter airs next, followed by Midday Music on KOFA. It's 10 o'clock.
Exactly how does Border Radio bring you some of the most incredible music on the planet? Listener support. Donations from people who care. Your support is an investment in the powerful idea that handcrafted songs from yesterday and today should be accessible, relevant, and always playing for everyone. Visit borderradioaz.org to support the music, and thanks.
What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny Porter.
And I'm Victor Calderon.
On today's program, we are going to be joined first by Karime and Karime, mother and daughter team behind Nichim Café. They're going to be discussing entrepreneurship, family, organic coffee, and Mexican chocolate. Yes, I'm talking about that. And supporting local businesses and building a community focused on the cafe right here in Yuma, as well as the Mayor of Somerton, Mayor Gerardo Anaya. He's a lifelong Somerton resident, professional engineer, and Mayor of Somerton. As I said, we'll be discussing economic development, infrastructure, public safety, and some youth programs, and of course, the Somerton Tamale Festival. So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio, beginning right now on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming online at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. You can also view our show on the Border Radio Facebook page and the KAWC YouTube page. And don't forget, you can reach out to us by email at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Citrine Law, LLC, a Yuma law firm practicing criminal defense, DUI defense, and personal injury law. Information is at citrinelaw.com.
Chili from Philly. Nick Papagiorgio from Yuma.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to another episode of What's Up Yuma Radio. I'm Johnny Porter.
And I'm Victor Calderon. And Johnny, you watched the NBA draft?
I was through Twitter or X, I was paying attention to it, but
Sure.
I didn't get to watch it because I was pretty busy.
Sure.
But, yeah.
Well, the big news is that someone from Yuma, or at least someone who spent time in Yuma, he's not originally from Yuma,
Yeah.
but someone who spent time in Yuma here at Arizona Western College was selected for the NBA draft.
In the first round, right?
In the first round. So number 11, Yaxel Lendeborg is his name. He's he's
Dominican?
He's Dominican. Yaxel,
Yeah.
I think is how you would pronounce it. But yeah, he's from New Jersey. Ended up here at Arizona Western College. Played here between 2020 and 2023. And then he went to a school in Alabama. Not Alabama, but like Alabama, Birmingham. Mm-hmm. And then from there, he transferred to Michigan. And
it was a pretty big deal when he was playing in Michigan because they made it all the way to the...
they won the national championship.
They made it and then won. So.
Right. So he gets to, he gets to, go to the NBA, play with Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Golden State Warriors over there in San Francisco.
And you have your Golden State Warriors hat on today to help celebrate
Very
that.
much
And
so.
I was talking to you about it. You said that's your favorite team?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm from Sacramento, but my team, unfortunately, they're not, they're not
Kings?
doing so hot. So I claim the Warriors because I'm also from Northern California. So
Yeah. So you could
have
jump
more
in between,
success.
huh?
Well, I don't expect the Kings to be, challenging for championships anytime soon, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
I'll claim San Francisco, Northern California.
And then the Golden State Warriors we're talking about, they kind of got to rebuild because Curry and Draymond, they're kind of on their way out.
They're old for basketball. They're in their 30s, so that's we'll see though. But yeah, good. It's going to be a good experience for the guy from here, from AWC. And I wish we could go back in time, watch him play.
Right, it was like right here.
Yeah.
You could have watched the game, but
You never know.
I guess that's a good. What would I say? Some good publicity for AWC and the sports. Like you never know.
You never know who's going to make it to like the big leagues. And we've had some student athletes on before, some matadors. Who knows? We've had some basketball guys. One of them might make the NBA, or at least do well in college. And then the other sports, they could make their Olympic team for their countries because they're from different countries, right? Mexico, U.S. Other countries.
And you could watch him play right here. So, you never know. And there was another big story about the Arizona what's his name, Koa Pete or something like that?
Yeah, so the Phoenix Suns, I guess they didn't have a pick, but they jumped in at the end and they picked a guy from University of Arizona.
So it was through trades. Yeah, there was like, he
Right.
went to, Dallas is actually who drafted him, and then
Right.
it went to the Knicks, took him, and then the Knicks traded him to Phoenix, so he got to stay in Arizona.
Yeah, he doesn't have to move far from Tucson to Phoenix.
Yeah, I think he's from Gilbert originally.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
So he's staying in Arizona. That's good.
Yeah, very, very cool. But who do we have with us today, Victor?
So our first guests today are mother and daughter. We have Karime Hayer and Karime Burruel, and they are the owners of, co-founders of Nichim Café.
She's going to look at you. Nichim. Is it Nichim? Everybody's going to say it wrong, right? So you might as well kind of just go with it. However, I'm going to give her a chance to, how do we really say it, Mom?
Nichim.
Nichim.
Nichim is a Mayan word.
It's a Mayan word. And then, so before we like to know our guests, but before we get to it, why'd you pick that Mayan word?
Mayan, because I am resourcing the coffee from the Mayan region, the south of Mexico, Chiapas, Mexico.
Okay,
And
so
I wanted to represent somehow that region in the name of a business.
okay, so what does it mean?
It means flower.
It means flower.
It means
okay.
flower.
It means
Yeah.
flower. Okay. That's the secret behind it. We got that out of the way. But before we get into anything more, we'd like to get to know you. You're originally from Mexicali. Is that true?
That is true. I was born and raised in Mexicali, Baja California, and then I moved to Yuma in the year of 2000.
In 2000. So what was it like growing up in Mexicali?
I love it.
You love
because
it?
we play on the streets. I grew up there. I have all of my family and friends in Mexicali. I love the culture, the food,
Yeah.
and places like Baja. Baja is beautiful.
Yeah. So you said play on the street. So it seems like there's like a little bit more freedom over there, right? You get to go out and then maybe I don't got a lot to do, but you find stuff to do,
Oh,
right?
yes. I grew up in a small neighborhood with family and friends because there was workers from the same railroad.
Yeah.
And when it rained, this is dry and we don't get a lot of rains, but in the neighborhood, the rain will get stuck in the sewer. So it was our little pool.
Yeah, little
And
pool.
the water will be like, we were kids, like 6 or
Yeah.
7 years old, and we're getting into the water. And for us, it was the pool, the rain. And that's how I grew up. We didn't get sick, I promise you.
Oh no! Hey, I used to do it too in front of my street. That it would get flooded, but so you had fun. You're growing up over there, and what brought you to Yuma in 2000?
I got married.
You got married,
Yeah,
okay.
I came in when I already had Karime. She was 2 or 3 years old. And we moved to Yuma, live here in Yuma since, then we moved to the Foothills in 2002.
Okay.
But we moved to Yuma in the year of 2000.
In 2000, you said married. So he was from here? Is that?
No, he's from New York.
Oh, okay.
Upstate New York. He had a job here in Yuma. We couldn't live in Mexico because that's where I wanted to stay, honestly.
Oh, you wanted to
move.
stay in Mexico?
I wanted to stay in Mexico. No, a lot of people work in the U.S. and live in Mexico, a great life with
Yeah.
the money exchange.
Yeah, you could.
But I didn't really understand that. We couldn't do that.
Oh, gotcha.
The line of duty, it wasn't allowed. He's a law enforcement.
Law enforcement. Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. So you had to come over here and then stay here. So then you came to Yuma. What did you think when you first came to Yuma?
I was not very surprised by Yuma because I thought I'm coming from a big city.
Mexicali's a big city.
Mexicali is a big city. There is a lot of going on, a lot of noises, places to go, traffic, rush. And here in Yuma, it was so quiet. You can hear anything outside the neighborhoods. It was way too quiet. Didn't speak English at the time. Didn't have friends. I didn't know anybody. I just have but then my kids. It was different. Even the pronunciations should switch them from Spanish. The hi, hi. Okay, hi. Because the sound, it comes different.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I love it over time. I love Yuma.
Yeah, so it took some time just because, you said you didn't know the
Adjustment.
language. You just got here and you're trying to adjust from the big city to something that's a little bit more slow paced.
It was a big change because not only that I just got married, I moved to another country. I moved to another region. I didn't know the culture, the language, and anything about it. The day to day, I didn't know. So it was a big change. It was a big impact in my life.
Yeah, big impact. So then you end up here and somehow you end up in economic development.
Yes. So when I moved here, like I mentioned, I didn't speak English. I had a beginning of Korean accounting, and I couldn't do that because of my language, and the degrees were not transferred yet.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to work, and he said, "You're going to work, but you need to go to school first." And so I did. I came to AWC.
Okay,
I
right
transferred my
Shout out AWC right here.
Yes,
What?
It's always a good day to be a matador.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, we've heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yes.
So I got general business and administration. And in between, I was going to become a teacher, but kids are too much for me. I need to speak to adults.
Cool, right on.
I did an emergency substitute teacher for 2 years.
Uh-huh.
And then I got a job in a private company, worked for them for 8 years, and then it was time for me. I learned so much by then. And then I got into economic development. I was hired exactly because it was my connections with Mexicali in specific.
Oh, okay. So who'd you get hired by?
Greater Yuma Economic Development, Julie Engel, greatest boss.
Julie Engel, yeah. So she hired you because of your connection to Mexicali. So tell me a little bit about that and your position and what your role was.
Honestly, I had no idea what economic
That's
development
great.
was.
I love it. That's the way to get. That's the way you start everything. You just go in there and just like, okay.
I Google what is economic development.
Yeah.
So when I got asked on the job interview, what do you know about the company? I had just read about it on their website, and they say, "Oh, I know this and that." I repeated words.
Yeah.
I really didn't know what it meant.
I'm with you. I do that. That's how I get all my jobs.
So they said, okay, you're going to be working with binational work in Mexico, but you got to get yourself into it. So I started writing articles about their work, and I did not understand what it was exactly. Julie, I'm sorry, but for 2 years, I wasn't really knowing what I was doing. But I got involved in a project at the time, Forefront ED, created by the mayors in all communities in Yuma. And my job was starting to get involved with that in education and going to Mexico and creating the partnerships with the schools and Yuma schools with all the universities. Eventually, I think in less than 4 or 6 months, we all were writing a MOU with 7 universities in Baja and Sonora and all the 3 universities in Yuma with the college. And that was here. We celebrated that MOU in the conference room. And it moved rapidly in creating the workforce that is related to our region. And our region is not just the U.S., but we are also connected with Mexico in many ways.
Tremendously.
So
go ahead. Sorry. So I was going to say briefly, I know that the Forefront ED group that looking at the 4 states, right? So we have Arizona, California, and then Sonora and Baja California.
Correct.
So it's that 4-state region that we're in, and working with partnerships. But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, with that partnership grew so much and creating the collaboration across the border. The AWC was very well involved with Dr. Linda Nelson. She was bringing customers, sorry.
That's okay.
Coffee shop.
Yeah, it's all good.
With students in schools in Mexico and the nursing side of business. Then after that was at the same that was going on, I also got involved as a director for business retention and expansion. I was very directly involved with manufacturing. With manufacturing, I was able to connect manufacturers from Yuma to manufacturers in Baja.
Oh, wow.
And the last connection I made, just a few months before I left the company, it was about $30 million collaboration with a company in aerospace in Mexicali with a stamping company in Yuma. So that was one of the little examples of the work we were doing as a team in GYDC. Part of the manufacturing program at AWC, I was involved with it.
Okay.
With bringing information from those surveys in connections with the manufacturers was very instrumental to the creation of the
So did it teach you about business while you were there? Did you get any, no, it was just, you're just kind of putting the pieces together and like connecting the dots, huh?
Yes, they gave me a book this big and they said, read it. And I didn't go more than 2 or 3 pages.
Yeah.
I'm not a good reader. I fall asleep. So I learned the business as I was there. And I had a great coaching by Gray Levan and Julie Engel. They were great coaches. And then everything else, it was just there. I got involved with Arizona work. And also we, with them, part of my last year, we created a website to connect those work force in Mexico, and specifically San Luis. They're job seekers. They come to Yuma, they drive to Yuma to look for those jobs. In Arizona work, I said, you know what, we're gonna, with the economic development in San Luis, Mexico, created that connection to where people wouldn't be necessarily crossing the border and then start roaming around and submitting applications. So the jobs were already there.
It kind of gave them a pathway.
Yes,
it's something to make it, like you said, easy, something like, okay, this is where you're going to look now. So you created these partnerships. Is that something you enjoyed? It sounded like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I was also became part of the Arizona Association for Economic Development. I was a board member. So coming from the rural, and I was in a rural committee, I learned a lot. And I was putting Yuma into these big cities, Phoenix.
Kind of putting us on the map, kind of having a voice for us over there.
Yes.
And then you said, because Ritika's events tonight, you said you worked with her. How did you work with her?
Yes, Ritika was involved because she was at the time in the creating of my English is getting on the way.
That's fine.
The CTE programs.
Okay.
I had a company in Tijuana in aerospace. It was an association, and they were looking to connect with Yuma to create aerospace workforce. So Ritika was making presentations in her support and Dr. Linda Nelson to do this, to connect them and to just have that connection, because these deals don't come tomorrow.
Yeah.
It takes months.
It takes time. Like you said, the presentations, it takes being able to kind of explain, okay, this is what we need. This is what we're looking for. And you got to, again, have somebody to put those pieces together and say, okay, they're over here. This is what you need. Now let's make it happen.
Yes. Exactly.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to find out where coffee comes from. And we're going to talk to your daughter, because I know you put her to work in this coffee shop. Or maybe it was her idea. We don't know.
Yeah, we're
going to find out after this. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio. Anthony made his way in. Good.
There we go.
Bopping to the new beats heard around the world, or relaxing to the tunes of Memory Lane. We are your non-commercial source of music, run by volunteer hosts. This is KOFA Border Radio, 94.7 FM, 1320 AM, on the KOFA app, or at borderradioaz.org.
What's Up Yuma Radio is sponsored in part by Nova Home Loans, serving Yuma County and nearby communities. Nova Home Loans offers residential lending services, including home loans and refinancing. They are also proud supporters of local community efforts and organizations. More information is available at novahomeloansyuma.com.
You are tuned to 94.7 FM KOFA Border Radio. An extreme heat warning remains in effect from 10 a.m. this morning in Yuma, mostly sunny and hot with an afternoon high near 111 degrees. Winds are southerly at 5 miles per hour, mostly clear skies tonight with a low around 83 degrees. The Somerton Tamale Fire Department celebrated 25 years of service. The anniversary was marked with a plaque dedication on June 12th and a proclamation from the city of Somerton declaring June 19th as Somerton Tamale Fire Department Day. More on this online at kwc.org.
Thanks for choosing to listen to Border Radio. Whether you are tuned in to 94.7 FM or 1320 AM in Yuma, on the KOFA app, or online at borderradioaz.org, we're glad you are here.
Where else on the radio would you hear the set that just played? For the most part, the music you hear on Border Radio is pretty hard to find on commercial radio stations. You'll hear this music only on a public radio station like Border Radio, where you, our listener, truly appreciates it and owns it. Visit borderradioaz.org to donate today.
I'm Public Radio Runner. Join me for Bonus Smiles, the show sharing the stories and playlists that fuel runners. Why? Because the rando cheering you on at a mile 77 aid station is the same kind of person who supports local public radio. Join us every Saturday at 5 a.m. on KOFA at 94.7 FM for stories that soothe and jams that power long runs.
KOFA Border Radio doesn't sound like any other radio station in Yuma. We are a non-commercial source for music from around the world, across the decades and local artists. Our hosts are volunteers. If you would like to get involved, send an email to music@borderradioaz.org.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here joined by
Karime and Karime, the mother and daughter team behind Nichim Café. Am I getting better?
There you go.
There we go. There we go. She says.
So let's talk to Karime, the daughter. So let's talk about yourself. You've been on this journey with your mom, but tell us about your own background. And I see you have a background in hospitality, customer service management. So tell us about some of what you've done to get to this point.
Yes. So basically, prior to the coffee shop, I did all kinds of fast food jobs. I started in high school at McDonald's and you name it, the rest.
Yeah.
And so then, I got older, finished school and all that stuff. And I tried other things that were still having to do with hospitality or customer service. Like at one point I worked at a calling center, and then finally I found my place at a hotel here in Yuma where it was front desk work. And I realized that had the perfect balance for me.
Sure.
I like to work under pressure, and there was a little slower, but it was
Right.
enough.
Yeah.
I was really comfortable there. And and then I got pregnant with my now husband.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I was in the middle of doing. I had just had my first experience being a mother about 3 months postpartum. My mom comes to me and says like, hey, I kind of want to open up a coffee shop. And honestly, I thought she was having a midlife crisis. So, because I'm like holding the baby, hair's all crazy, and I'm like, okay, so with who? And obviously I told her, I was like, okay, you know what? I know you know a lot of like the business behind the scenes, books, accounting, money type stuff with it, but you have no clue how to be a
Right.
cashier or...
And that's why she was asking you. That's why she was
yes.
like,
Then it hit me, and I'm like, no, she's
By
not
the
just
way,
letting me know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I told her, well, Mom, I've got this little tiny boy with me. Like, how is this going to happen? And she quite literally just said, bring him with us. And I'm like, okay. So, and you know what? We did it. Some of our customers still remember to this day, I have my son in a baby carrier taking their order.
Oh, wow.
Got the steamer going. No, I kept him away from the dangerous stuff.
Sure.
the
Yeah.
hot stuff.
Yeah, but still,
But we had at one point a little pack and play there when before we did food with our menu, and so he was there the whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Before we talk more about the coffee shop, I want to ask you, so seeing your mom go through like all these different like business jobs, right, and working with the GYEDC and Forefront ED and, coming to this country and, having to, pick up and go to school, was that like an inspiration for you to like, get into business and, do what you've done so far?
It is, because as you say, I've always seen her in the leadership roles, and I just saw her climb up higher and higher each job she was in. And I think actually subconsciously, that's just always been my work ethic as well. I've just ended up, I like going into a job and doing my job. And so eventually, you know, the rest kicks in instinctually where I like to do this. I want to do this more. And I didn't necessarily want to be a leader or supervise anybody else, but it came with it and I was ready and prepared to do it. It started in fast food. I became supervisor, managers, or shift leaders. And I liked doing that. I was comfortable doing that. And then going into the coffee shop, that part was kind of easy for me. Like, okay, I can help her run this, whether that be starting just as the cashier or leading a team, because I saw her do that. And so I was never scared of that. I was kind of just going into it that way.
Yeah, and so she came to you. She said, "Let's do this," and you said, "Okay, you're doing it." But how do you find out like the coffee? Because I know there's something special about it. You like the organic coffee, and then you said you wanted to kind of go into the Mayan culture. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, and let me go back a little bit. I was divorced at the time. I went through divorce, and that was a period of life where it was a crisis. A family with us, and after the divorce, the reason why I got divorced is because I wanted to teach my daughters. I have two daughters. I have one younger, and she's in Norfolk. She's a Navy.
Okay.
She's in the Navy, and I wanted to teach my daughters how to get out of situations where never is the end. You have the solution. You have to come up strong. It's not easy. And you're going to go through a period, but you're going to come out of that. And you have to stay focused. So I was divorced at the time, and I was 2 years after the divorce, and I was thinking, changing my diet and taking care of myself.
Okay.
So I got into organic and more a healthy way of eating, exercising. And when I decided to open a coffee shop, which at the time I had no idea, and I have to confess that I didn't even know how the espresso machine worked.
Yeah,
but
that's your MO. You don't have to figure. It's like whatever. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, but you have to listen to the people who I consider my mentors. So I have to call these people and say, "What do you think?" And they were great supporters and a guide for me. So I thought. I went to Mexico years prior, and I got to taste their food, their chocolate, and their coffee. And because I was an organic, in the back of my mind, I was always thinking it would be so good to have this product and have in Yuma where we can experience without having to travel. That's where I got. And because economic development, I knew exactly where to go.
Where to go to source these things to be able to bring them.
Yes.
Okay. So you start to do that, you get it together, and then how'd you find your location? Because you guys are in the foothills.
We're in the foothills. I still live in the foothills, and the summers were very difficult to do anything because the foothills heavily seasonal.
Yeah.
And there are no places to go, local. And I love local businesses. So I was driving by this location of the Foothills Boulevard right on the corner, and I saw the sign for lease available. And I call and I call and I call, and nothing happened. So one day I was coming back to home in the middle of the day, and I decided to stop. And I said, okay, now I'm going to stop. So I secured the location first. Then I start and put everything together, name and everything else.
And is that out there with Maria and Eleni?
Stefanakos,
yes.
Great ladies. Easy to work with. They're very supportive of women entrepreneurs. I love them. It's been a great experience. They facilitate a lot.
So you got not only a good location, but you got a good team that you're renting from.
Yes, exactly. And it's a great location because when they decided to tear down the restaurant on the corner and build a gas station, that has been bringing a lot of people stopping in Yuma and exploring that little plaza where we have restaurants, we have miscellaneous, curious Yuma's store, our coffee shop. It is a great location, a great stop for people going across in between Arizona and
there's like a little bit of new life over there in that plaza?
Yes. We have new businesses, hair salons, massages, all natural. This is the funny part because it's turning into becoming natural products, healthy, and we just fell into it.
Because I know back in the day, the main thing that was there was like Bernardo's, right? Like it was a long time ago. And And with Maria's vision, they definitely kind of turned things around. And
Exactly.
so you're out there, you're in the foothills, you have your organic, and you mentioned the chocolate and the Mexican coffee, like this stuff. Tell me a little bit about these things.
When I reach out to get the coffee, they mentioned that they have the chocolate. And because I tried the product before in the region, not their specific product, but is where the cacao is grown and is where the coffee beans are grown.
Mm-hmm.
So I requested a sample and I love it. The Mexican chocolate is different from the cocoa in the United States. The United States cocoa is powder, very fine powder. The Mexican chocolate, what we know, Chocolate Abuelita, even though it's not that brand, it has little pieces of chocolate with cinnamon and sugar.
Oh, okay.
So now we're mixing it with coffee, and then you put ice cream.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, geez. And so how was the response in the foothills when you opened and you had this new, kind of, niche, but niche, like you have this little thing that's,
that also
works. People don't know about it. You have to educate people about it to a degree, or you just have to say, like, here, try this. You're going to love it.
It started, I was very scared that nobody was going to come. That was my biggest first. Who's going to come? But with my daughter's help in social media and the connections I created with TYDC, I called the newspaper and I called people, hey, help me put this in the news. And we are in every platform. I created the next door and I created the business in it just promoting. We put a lot of work on advertising because we created that business out of nothing.
Mm-hmm. And I was on Instagram every single morning, even though there was nobody in. I'm like, this is my time. So
there you go.
Here. Yes, and Instagram has upgraded a lot since we first started because you're just posting anything. Now, there's more of an aesthetic that you can work with Instagram now rather than before. Yeah. I just kind of cringe when I look at the old posts, but they were fine. They were really. I was proud of the work.
Yeah. She's been growing the social media fast. And when we decided not only to bring that organic product from Mexico, we decided to create a space for other small businesses.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up next. So that you have other products available in there. So how did that happen? You reached out to people? They reached out to you? What happened?
And let me go back again. Coming from Mexicali, I have business friends, business owners friends in Mexicali, and one of them, she took me to tour Mexicali with a new trend, colectivos, where people bring their, it was two different things. It's a colectivo with products from entrepreneur space or a coffee shop. So when she was showing me both, that's where the idea came. I'm going to create both. And I'm going to give a space to these people. My daughter, being a savvy and social media, she was reaching out to people who seems to be growing in their business. So that's how we started. We started with Italia and Sweet Treats by Italia. And she's a sweet girl, and she's been growing. I mean, her social media is growing fast. So she is one of the originals.
And then who else do you have in there?
I have Grandpa's crosses, but now let me go back. Because we are serving toast with the Bow Ranch, or now the Rustic Pantry. Crystal has been tremendous impact in our business as well. We have her. We've
had her on the show. So so you're sourcing local for your toast, huh?
Sourcing and serving local. The toast, the honey, the jams by Mama Bella's, and now we have new businesses with Bella Vida.
Oh, okay.
We don't serve it, but we sell her.
Yeah, her sauce or whatever. I think that they opened up for a little bit. They were doing some stuff, but I guess she had to go back home or something for a bit.
Yes, but they're playing. As far as I know, it's not opening the restaurant, but it is providing those dishes. On the weekends.
So, all right, we do have to wrap up. Where can people find out more information about Nichim Café?
Hey, good job.
We're all over social media, so you could start by our website at www.nichim.cafe. So
how do you spell it?
NICHIM
See, that's
Period.
Nichim. I don't care what you say. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. No, don't attack me. No. It was cool. It's cool to see everything you're doing. We got to work together previously on my previous radio station. We did some stuff together, and it's good to see that you guys are still going strong. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you for allowing us to be here today.
Absolutely. And I'll see you again at 3, I guess, over there for Ratika's event, right?
Okay, let's celebrate the new president.
New
of the
president
college.
coming in right here at AWC. And with that, we are going to take a break. Who are we coming back with?
Somerton Mayor Gerardo Anaya.
So is that how you say it? Is it Jerry?
Gerry Anaya.
Okay, there we go.
He also
All
goes
right.
by Jerry.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll be back with him right after this. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
Run by music lovers like yourselves, KOFA Border Radio has what you need. A non-commercial home filled with music heard from all over the world. Tune in at 94.7 FM, 1320 AM on the KOFA app or at borderradioaz.org.
What's Up Yuma Radio is sponsored by Citrine Law LLC, a locally owned Yuma law firm where clients work directly with a local legal team. Citrine Law practices criminal defense, DUI defense, and personal injury law throughout Yuma County. Information is at citrinelaw.com.
In Quartzsite, Parker, and Yuma, it's mostly sunny and hot with an extreme heat warning in effect as afternoon highs near 112 degrees. Winds are southerly at 5 miles per hour under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 83 degrees.
For KAWC News in Yuma, I'm Victor Calderon. A Yuma City Councilman faces a formal censure for reportedly sharing information that was discussed in an executive session with members of the public. Yuma City officials confirmed to KAWC that a vote regarding Councilman Art Morales will be scheduled for the July 1st council meeting. Fellow City Councilman Mark Martinez says the council reviewed information presented regarding allegations of a potential executive session privilege violation by Councilman Morales. He's accused of disclosing discussions from executive sessions with council candidate Henry Valenzuela or possibly other members of the public.
I move to place on the July 1st council meeting to consider and possibly a formal censure resolution for Councilmember Art Morales.
KAWC left messages seeking comment from Morales, but he had not responded as of press time. For KAWC News in Yuma, I'm Victor Calderon.
The KAWC Student Newsroom is funded by the Local News Initiative at the Community Foundation for Southern Arizona, the Scripps Howard Fund, and by generous local support. Thank you for supporting the next generation of public media. Learn more about the project and hear stories from emerging journalists at kawc.org/student newsroom.
I'm Mike Suba, and I'm a big supporter of KAWC. You're getting a great source of information about our community, about the people that are working and living here, and you start going, you know what, this is really a valued service. And that's the great thing, is you've got a partnership here. And I'm a big believer in partnerships because the one thing I realized early on in life, I can maybe do a lot of stuff on a very limited basis, but when I start partnering up, it's amazing what we can do when we pool our resources. And so I hope that when people are listening to the station, enjoying the news broadcasts and the entertainment shows that are being presented, that they realize that you're not only the end user and enjoying what's being broadcast to you, but it can be a partnership too, where you can participate like I've discovered I can do and help get this service, enhance it, and provide even better programming. I'm Mike Suba, and I support KAWC.
Tuned in to Border Radio KOFA. We are your local public radio station that celebrates the power of music to bring people together. You can see our playlists, listen to our live stream, and listen to past programs on demand on the KOFA app. Find it at your favorite app store.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here now, joined by
Somerton Mayor Gerardo Jerry Anaya.
All right. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
Get a little closer to the mic if you could, and we'll bring it towards you.
Okay.
Lifelong Somerton resident. I read that in your bio. Born and raised over there, huh?
Born in Yuma.
Born in Yuma,
raised in
yeah. Well,
Somerton,
yeah. That's where the hospital is, so that's technical.
Yeah.
But that's where your family's from, Somerton, huh?
Yes. They're from Somerton. In fact, we're 7 siblings, and all of them live in Somerton. My parents, including, and cousins, and everybody lives there.
So, what was it like growing up in Somerton?
It was like, still is. It's a small community. Everybody knows each other. It's just everybody takes care of each other, and it's still the same feel. You go to Somerton, you can feel that community, that belonging.
Mm-hmm. And you guys end up adopting Victor over here. I guess he's like adopted Somerton. But so family, definitely. Now, you said the family thing. So you experienced that while you're young? Like, how'd you experience that? Tell me a little bit about like how Somerton took care of itself.
It's a small community, and we went to school. It was, the same classmates throughout the years. And
it was probably like one elementary school at that time?
Yeah, one elementary school, and plus we went to high school in Yuma, so riding the bus there. And
was that Kofa then? Or?
Cibola.
Cibola, okay.
Yeah. I graduated in 94.
94?
High school.
Okay. So you said you're taking the bus together. So since it's a small community and you're doing so much together, everybody looks out for each other.
Yes. And, a lot of the families were migrant workers. So they would go to the same areas in California. It was Stockton, California, Planada. So all the families traveled and then came back, and most of it, the Catholic Church is big there, so a lot of people went to church.
So the same church, all that. So community. Yeah. Now, when you were young, did you have any aspirations to be a mayor, get into politics?
No, I went to Arizona State, graduated in 99, came back to live in Somerton, and I just, just looking at some stuff that I wasn't happy with, and that's the only reason I ran for council at that time. In 2009, that was the first time.
2009, you ran, but what'd you go to school for?
Civil engineering.
Civil engineering. You're an engineer today?
Yes, I've been an engineer for 26 years, so, a PE.
So you're a civil engineer, you go to school, and then you say around that time, maybe I could do something about some of these things, or like you're looking at stuff like, okay, we could do better in this, a budget here. What was it?
Yes, well, civil engineers, naturally, they understand infrastructure, budgeting, and management. So that's the reason I went into there. At that time, there was, a certain group that, that I felt that needed that technical, I guess, expertise per se.
So you wanted to go on there to be able to lend that expertise, to be able to help some of the economic development or some of these things that you could say, I could tackle these problems.
Yeah, just looking at the development agreements that were being done in Somerton at that time, I felt that a responsibility to go in there and try to at least lend that expertise to the city.
Okay, so then you get elected. What was it like when you first sit on city council?
It was, an eye-opener. You grow thick skin. You're not used to being criticized for everything or a lot of stuff that you feel it's unfair. But, over time, you learn to live with that, and it's part of being, I guess, an elected official. But half the people are going to agree, and a lot of people are going to disagree, and a lot of people are going to make up stuff that you feel that
because they don't know behind the scenes, they don't know what goes into it, they don't know the different policies, legislation that you have to follow, and you can't just like snap your fingers and like, okay, this is different now, or even if you wanted to. So you're there, and then how long until you become the mayor?
I was the vice mayor for maybe 6 years under Martin Porchas, is now a supervisor. Then he stepped down and ran for supervisor in 2016.
Okay.
So I served as mayor for 8 months, and I decided
as he stepped down that you were able to fulfill that position. Okay.
Yes, and there was a special election for mayor. I didn't want it at that time. I was like, no, I don't want to. But then I didn't agree with some of the stuff that was happening, so I ran for mayor in 2018, and
gotcha.
and I've been there since 2018.
So you saw some maybe decisions that you would have, like, I wouldn't have made that one, or I wouldn't have done that, or we're going to be headed into a place that I don't like, and so that prompted you to say, you know what, I'm going to do this, because like you said earlier, you felt a responsibility.
Yeah, exactly. That was the reason that I never aspired to be mayor, but I just felt that I needed to run at that time.
So then it goes from city council, you get a little bit of heat, but when you're a mayor, you're the figurehead now, like you're the top of the chain. So was it any different becoming mayor? Like, was there any more like hostility, or is it more gratitude?
No, it is, and a lot of it is stuff that as council we can't control. For example, the big thing there in Somerton right now is that they want another supermarket. They throw out a Walmart, and Somerton doesn't have the numbers to bring a Walmart. But there's always like rumors that the mayor doesn't want the Walmart. That the mayor's like, so the mayor a lot of times is the one that takes a lot of.
You take some of that, and then you got your thick skin through council, and the people don't know. It's very easy. You find out Walmart has a certain, like, okay, we'll move here if this is the demographic, these are the numbers, we'll do it. Has to be financially viable for them, then they'll make it happen. Has nothing to do with the mayor.
They know everything. They know where people shop, where people work. Yeah. Most of the people in Somerton work in Yuma, so they know they're going to stop and shop most likely here. Yeah. And what they've been telling us, we need at least 10,000 more in population, at least 25,000 people to.
It's just a numbers thing, but you get the brunt of it. Now I know Victor is anxious to ask you some questions because you mentioned about like economic development or development as a whole, and there's some news around that as well.
Yeah, so let's talk, and we're going to take a little break in a little bit, but let's just talk about, the downtown redevelopment project, and I know that's already started. Construction just began on that, I believe, the 22nd, so Monday? Yeah. Sunday. So what can you tell people about what's being done in Somerton right now?
This project has been on the shelf for since maybe 2016. So at that time I was in council, and I think Porchas was the mayor at that time. So for funding reasons, we didn't move forward, but that was my goal, trying to find funding. Before Congressman Grijalva passed away, he appropriated some of his funding towards the downtown redevelopment. So that was one of the key factors there, that we were able to fund it after years of working towards it. And it's the first phase, but it's gonna have like a welcome to Somerton sign, and then make the area more pedestrian friendly, more attractive and that will attract business and attract people go to downtown. It still has a configuration of Highway 95. It was still constructed by ADOT, so pedestrian wise, it's not going to. It hasn't been that way, so we hope that this is going to attract more people to downtown and more businesses, make it more attractive, more walkable, more pedestrian friendly, more aesthetic.
Yeah, because we know, and do we want to take a break first?
You could get us. Want to lead us to break, Victor?
Yeah, so we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about redevelopment in Somerton.
All right, you're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
This is Border Radio, KOFA, your passport to your global destination for music. We are your local public broadcasting station that can be heard through your radio at 94.7 FM, 1320 AM, on the KOFA app, and at borderradioaz.org.
Today's day sponsor is Dave Nash, who wishes to thank Dave Reek and congratulate him on his retirement. Dave's stewardship of KAWC and launching of Border Radio are contributions to this community that will endure and blossom in the years to come. Thank you, Dave, for all you've done for Western Arizona, and good luck on your next chapter. Arizona Western College invites community members to strengthen their Spanish language skills through its conversational Spanish course beginning July 20th at the AWC Reskilling and Technology Center. Participants will develop vocabulary, pronunciation, and everyday communication skills. More at azwestern.edu under events.
Turn on Border Radio KOFA 94.7 FM and cross musical borders every day. From new indie discoveries to timeless classics, listener-supported Border Radio brings you music you won't hear anywhere else. Live, local, and online at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here joined by
Somerton Mayor Gerardo Anaya, and we're talking about redevelopment in Somerton, and that's something that's been going on, right? It's not just been a few years, because we talk about things like the high school. I know probably since you were in high school, people in Somerton have wanted a high school of its own, and that just came in like 3 years ago. And so talk about what that means for like community and building community and strengthening community.
Yeah, we were the biggest city in Arizona without a high school, and in 2007, it was supposed to be funded by the School Facilities Board, but of course, this is all the politics, so a lot of the funding used to go towards Maricopa County or Pima County, that's where the votes are at, so it was something that the community worked hard for it. Yuma Union High School passed a bond back in 2018, or I don't remember when it was, but the Somerton community formed a committee to start fundraising towards a high school. The city also had an MOU with the high school with property and irrigation and everything. So it was something that it took a lot of advocacy also at the capital level. At that time, the Yuma Union High School didn't have enough to build a high school, and the facilities board didn't fund it. So it was a group of us that went to the Capitol, and finally in Governor Ducey's last budget, he included the high school. So we are grateful for that, because it was something that it was included in his budget, and it wasn't. It was a good thing. It was a lot of just behind the scenes, working, advocating as a community, not just in Somerton, but all of Yuma County with the Yuma Union High School Board. Even the Yuma mayor helped out through Forefront. So it was something that we are glad that we have it. It's Somerton was established in 1898 and didn't have a high school. Now, for the first time last season, we had Friday Night Lights in Somerton. Wow. That was a great thing. It was just
very cool.
For us that grew up there, it was a big emotional thing.
Yeah, and the first graduating class is going to be next year, so that's another milestone for Somerton. Speaking about community, and people know Somerton is called the best little city in Arizona. And there's events that people look forward to every year. We have 4th of July coming up, and we can ask you about that. But a lot of people in Yuma County, winter visitors, go to Somerton for the Tamale Festival. And that's like your, child, right? Talk about El Diablito and the group that, behind that.
Yeah, it was a group of us that went to ASU, and we wanted to start a scholarship fund. And the Tamale Festival we started with a Halloween party. We were young. We were in our 20s, so we had a big Halloween party. People here in the county remember it. We had it at the Cocopa. We had it at the Quartermaster Depot. A lot of people went, and a lot of people still ask, "When are you bringing it back?" I was like, "No, we're old now. We're 50 years old. We're not cool anymore." So, but the Tamale Festival was started, and it just the first year is 2007, and everything, all the tamales and everything sold out in 2 hours. So
the first one, everything sold out in 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah, we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. So now it's one of the premier events in the county and in the state too. It was by the Arizona Republic. It was named one of the top 20 events in Arizona, so it's known. And we go to state conferences as elected officials, and they know about the Tamale Festival.
Yeah.
We have every year. For the first time, we had the governor come to Somerton.
Governor
we never
Hobbs.
had a governor come to Somerton, and Tamale Festival made the governor come to Somerton. And I would invite I invited the previous governor and this governor, and finally they came. And also we've had senators, Congress people. So it's an event that it's known across the state, and even in California, we get a lot of people from San Diego and from El Centro. GYDC has a Placer AI that can track people that come from other parts of the through their phone. So a lot of people from Imperial Valley and San Diego come to the festival.
It's that guy from that works for the county. When he was on, he mentioned that it was his first experience when he got here was a Tamale Festival, and that was like that sealed the deal for him. He's like, I want to move here now. Yeah, after taking those tamale. Now, how does it grow? Like you said, the first one you didn't know what you're getting into. How'd you like? Okay, next one we got to do this different, or what? Tell me a little bit about that.
It just takes a lot of hard work. We are a group of about 30 people just committed, and what we get, the feedback that we get from people is that it's well organized, it's very safe. We've had it since 2007. COVID year we missed it, but it was about 20 years, and we've never had an incident. And
very cool.
People go there, and you always hear that the Tamale Festival is, people enjoy it. And before that, not a lot of people used to go to Somerton. Us that grew up here knew that Somerton was known for other stuff. Yeah. So the Tamale Festival helped to bring people. It changed the face of our city.
Absolutely.
And people go, and our business are happy because, of course, initially they were not happy that we closed the Main Street, but now they say that it brings people, and then in the weeks after the festival, more people come.
People start to see it like, okay, that's available. I didn't see that over. Now I know this is available. This shop's right here. Oh, I got to go visit that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and the first festivals, people, from work that would invite, is it safe to park on the streets and this and that? And now they know they can park anywhere, and we know that people that grew up there. You can walk anywhere in Somerton and feel safe at any time. And it was back then, and it still is.
You guys definitely do a good job with that. I got to be a judge one year. I was a judge for the tamales. That was really cool for the radio station. And my only one thing is bring back MC Magic. I know he's coming, the Cachan's bringing, but bring him back. I loved it when I got to see him perform over there.
Yeah, and I just want to say about the redevelopment in Somerton, if you go down, for people that haven't been down Main Street in a couple weeks, there's just in the last couple weeks, like last month, there's been like new businesses opening or reopening, right? The Circle K is new and expanded. There's a new Chevron. There's a McDonald's in Somerton, Johnny. Yeah. You got to go get your Big Mac, support Somerton. And then there's something else coming on that's Bodega 23.
Yeah.
In
the old A5350 location.
Are you guys pretty excited about that?
Yes. I've been talking to Ruben. Since he moved to Yuma, and I'm like, hey, you should move to Somerton. And at one time, he was talking to one of the building owners there, and it just wasn't the right time. He was opening the Yuma location, but now one of the things that the city of Somerton takes pride in is our flexibility and working and bringing, because
working with the business to make things are advantageous for them.
Yes, we don't have a lot of business knocking on our door, so this is something that we work with different businesses. They where La Bodega is going to move in. That's a city-owned building.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we have an agreement with him that he can buy in 5 years. So it's something that we incentivize and work with him.
And Ruben does things, he goes big. So it's going to be something really big for Somerton.
Yes, I went in there and it looks beautiful. It's like TVs and just the design looks very clean.
Very cool. I'll have to check it out. We have a couple minutes left, but I want to ask you quickly, the Coco Pass Somerton Fire Department just celebrated, I believe, 25 years. What would you like to share about that?
That's a unique partnership. It's as far as we know, it's the only one in America where a municipality and a tribe have a fire department. So it's been going on for 25 years, and it helps the city because small municipalities, we always have budget restraints and it's just hard, especially with the public safety part, because there's no accounts. You have water, you have your sewer that have enterprise accounts, but public safety, it comes from our general account, so it helps. They fund 30% of our fire department, and we serve their communities, and it's just it's been a great partnership. It's very, very good for our community of Somerton. We say the Cocopa is also community of Somerton. They've been there before us as we're Somerton. We went to the same schools, and that's our community.
All right. So when is the re-election time?
It's July 21st. July 21st. That's I'll know after the primaries if I'm in or I'm out. So.
All right. Yeah. Well, good luck to you, man. I really appreciate it and everything you're doing for the city of Somerton, man. It sounds like a lot of growth is happening.
Yes. And so, time for the legal read?
Yeah, it's time for that. Okay, let me get that out. No, I'm good.
Okay, go for it.
What's Up, Yuma Radio is a production of KAWC, Colorado River Public Media. We broadcast from the studios in the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College in Yuma. We want to thank our engineer, Talon Gonzalez, along with Anthony Arnales, Juan Garcia, Dave Reek, and Cecilia.
You can find out more about KOFA at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. Stay tuned for KOFA's Midday Music.
And on tomorrow's program, we will have Adam from Solid Family Tattoo.
You can listen to the podcast version of our program and check out past episodes anytime at kawc.org/podcast/What's Up Yuma Radio. And thank you, Jerry, for being here and sharing. There's a lot going on in Somerton, so check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward, every year, looking forward for the Tamale Festival. That's the definite destination.
And 4th of July before that, which is celebrated on July 3rd in Somerton.
Okay.
So if you don't have any plans July 3rd, check it out in Somerton.
We'll have a drone show and a fireworks show.
Oh, a drone show. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't even know about that.
Yes, and live music and good food.
All right. Always a good time. Well, thank you once again. And with that, we will see you guys tomorrow.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Citrine Law, LLC, a Yuma law firm practicing criminal defense, DUI defense, and personal injury law. Information is at citrinelaw.com.
This is Border Radio, KOFA Yuma. We can be heard on a radio at 94.7 FM